Welcome to the Life of a Marketer podcast, which comes out on Tuesdays and Thursdays around 11 a.m. You can catch us on our YouTube channel. We also stream it live on social media, LinkedIn. And today's guest is Matt Palmquist. Matt, thanks for jumping on this podcast with us. We really appreciate it. And I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself. So tell us about yourself. Tell us about you and what it is that you do.
Well, thanks, Jared, for having me on. I'm really excited to be on the show. We've had this on the calendar for a while now, and I'm a real big fan of the show. So I'm super excited. Like you said, my name is Matt Palmquist. I'm the creative founder for 610 Marketing and PR. We're based out of San Diego, California, and we're a boutique agency, but we are a full suite agency. So we handle websites, we do revamps, we do SEO, SEM, social media strategy. We consult, we do PR if you want. We've gotten clients into Forbes before. So I mean, we create video content and shows for YouTube. So it's a great thing that we're creating here, and I'm really proud of my team.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. So for you, what's the best thing about being in the marketing industry?
There is no day that's the same. Every day is different. So there's no redundancy, there's no mundaneness. It is just wake up in the morning, and what obstacles or challenges or rewards or it's just never the same, and that's what keeps you on your toes. So that's what I absolutely love. I could not be in the same thing every day, repeat it. Just, I would go crazy.
Yeah. Accounting is not for me either.
Yeah, so that's what I love about marketing. No day is the same.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it's changing so quickly now with all the stuff, all the AI stuff that's coming out. It's just
Oh yeah.
constantly,
you
constantly.
know AI is going to change everything. It's a tool, and so you've got Chat GBT, you got Otter, you've got Dolly. I mean, Synthesia. Like, there's so many websites that have like Google just came out with one. So um, Barter, I think that's the name of it. But anyway, so yeah, it's definitely, it's a tool. It's going to change everything for every vertical, not just marketing.
Sure. Yeah, I'm in a business group that we talk about these things, and a lot of the guys are not in marketing, and one of them was in construction. And he's like, "Well, I don't really see how that could change that." And I said, "Well, if they build a machine that has AI that can lay bricks, it will change
Yeah,
your industry." So even that,
yeah.
even that eventually could face a change. All right, I
Oh,
don't want to talk too much about AI. My wife gets mad at me every day if I mention the word AI right now. So I geek out on it. So
it's
we don't
all
want to talk
good.
too much about it
It's
because
all
everybody's
good.
talking about it. So what sort of advice do you offer right now to other marketers that are in the industry?
Um, Learn every day. What you knew yesterday doesn't necessarily, is going to help you tomorrow. So you've got to stay on your toes, because it is an ever changing world. And you know and just stay hungry. You gotta stay hungry. And it's, being that, if you're in the marketing space, it's great. If you're an entrepreneur and you own your own agency, that's a different animal. And it's not for the faint of heart, because every day is a struggle. So um it's one of those things where it's very rewarding, um just mentally, and it could be financially, depending on how it's structured. Um, but it's also, at the same time, it's very debilitating too, because you get caught questioning your psyche. Why am I putting myself through these ringers all the time, so definitely not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, so maybe I want to dive in a little bit. I think it's interesting that you offer so many services, even PR as a
Mm-hmm.
company. So like you kind of come in basically to a company as an outsourced marketing department, so to speak.
Yes.
And I think that's pretty interesting. So what for you, like, because my agency, we're specialists in one thing. Like, what is the key to managing all those moving parts and pieces for you?
Communication. I've got a great team of about 7 people, and we're all over the world pretty much, but in the bulk in the US, but we definitely have to communicate constantly. And so there's apps that we use, Asana, and where we can keep track of where the progress for that said campaign, how it's going. But yeah, I think marketing is marketing. Like we mentioned off camera, it's it's finding out who you want to get in front of, and then targeting that said demographic, right? That that niche market or whoever you're trying to get in front of. It doesn't really matter the niche or the vertical. It just, you figure out how to get in front of them, and how you get the achieved goal and results, whether it be sales or whether it be branding, because those are two different things. And one is, quick results. One is a long-term branding account. I mean, branded campaign is very, it's very long to achieve something like that. So communication, and especially setting up expectations for the client, right? You've got to let them know, like, what the time frame is, what are going to be some obstacles that we've had in the past with doing campaigns that you desire. I mean, it's just, you definitely got to talk to the client and to the team.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I can't imagine managing all those different pieces. It's bad enough
Well,
as it is with just doing one thing over and over.
again, I got a great team. I really do. And so I'm blessed to have that, and they're in my corner. So I appreciate it.
All right. So yeah, I'm going through some hiring processes right now. That's something that I'll have to look at, and think about communication, having a great process and in
Yeah.
place. Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that. All right. So what other successful people in marketing like yourself would you like to acknowledge that should be on the podcast?
Ooh. Um, you know what? There's a gentleman, he's a great photographer, great visual, um, just he's super clean, super sharp. When I say clean, I don't mean like, like hygiene wise. I'm just saying his visuals are very clean, very sharp. He works with a lot of professional boxers. The Charlo brothers. He's worked with a lot of professional athletes. His name is Michael Bishop, and it's his Instagram handle is shot by Bishop. I believe there's a dash in there somewhere, but Michael Bishop would be one that you would really need to. He's got some great stories, and just the way he sees the world through a lens, it's amazing. So Michael Bishop, for
Oh
sure.
wow, yeah, awesome. We haven't had a photographer on here at all, so that would be
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, and he creates a lot of video content. I'll get his Instagram handle here in a second, just to make sure
Sure,
that I got it right. I know it's
sure.
shot by Bishop, but it's yeah, it's shot by Bishop, all one word, and then after the P, there's a, like, an underscore, or the underline dash or whatever. So he's great. He's out of Houston. He's amazing. Great guy to talk to. Just chop it up with. His content is visually stimulating. It's insane what he's doing.
Interesting, interesting,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, thanks for that reference. I appreciate it. I'm sure we'll be trying to hit him up. And
Yeah.
so one more question. This question is always just for fun. but it's probably the most interesting question on the podcast. Tell me about the oldest technology you remember using.
Oh my gosh. You remember those TI 81 calculators, the big huge ones that could do like the when we were in high school and junior high and you'd go into math class and the the math teacher had a set of them. They're like 25 and you had to go and it had the cover on it and then you could do algebraic equations, but there were so many buttons you didn't know how to use the calculator fully. The TI-81, that is probably, you know, that's probably one of the ones. I mean, I had an old school Nintendo, but that's that's
Yeah,
but
I think I had a TI 82, which was a better version.
yeah, yeah,
And you
yeah,
had the plastic cover that you would slide off.
yep, exactly, yeah.
And
um
it's hilarious because now you can just you just go online and there's like all those calculators. You don't
yeah.
need all of them.
And I remember, I don't know if you consider a TV technology. I'm sure you would, but I remember going to my great grandmother's house and she had one of those. It felt like 2-ton TVs sitting in the living room, and it was a black and white TV, and it was like a piece of furniture. That's how big this thing was. And I remember sitting there and just like she'd babysit us every once in a while, and I remember sitting there watching that black and white old school TV, and it was, yeah, I was probably maybe 4, 5, somewhere around there, but watching the Andy Griffin show. So, you know,
Nothing better in black and white.
yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, those would probably be the two or three that I remember the most.
Yeah, my it turns out my grandfather, I found out from my dad for many years, was a TV repairman. So he would
Wow.
like go into people's house, open up the back of the TV, and there'd be one of they had those big tubes,
Yep.
and he would bring tubes and take out the tube and repair it.
Yeah.
And that was the job for a long time.
Gone are those days,
Oh
like
yeah,
now you can go into Sam's or Costco or Walmart or wherever online. You can buy a 50, 60 inch TV for a couple $100, and that's it, and it's there, and you put it in your car, and you can mount it by yourself, and you can carry it by yourself. It's
I can't.
insane how technology is.
Yeah, I can't imagine
Yeah,
trying to repair a TV now. Try to figure out.
I
Be
couldn't either.
impossible.
I couldn't either. It probably costs you just as much as go and get a new one. So
Exactly.
I should have asked my grandma or my mom how much those old school TVs were. I'm gonna ask my mom that. Like back in the day, how much was the TV? Like one of those furniture mount TVs. So
Yeah, I bet with all that glass in it, it's terribly heavy.
I've had I used to have a one of those big screen TVs, with the wheels, and it was like, it was had the plastic in front, like it was the synthetic like screen or whatever, and it was a 55-inch TV, and I thought I'd made it. I just got out of college and just got done playing basketball professionally, and I was like, I bought me a big screen TV. And now 55 inches, like that's nothing, and it can hang on your wall, and this thing was like wheels and trying to get it up some stairs. It was nuts. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Awesome, awesome. Well,
technology is insane.
it is, it is. Well, Matt, thank you for sharing with us today. I really appreciate it. We will put Matt's information in the description if you are a company that needs an outsourced marketing arm that can do a number of things. Matt's company is a person to consult on that. So I will put his LinkedIn profile and description below this video. This is
Please.
one. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh yeah, please. And just reach out to us, 610marketing.com. The number is 610. And that's from my height. That's how tall I am. That's where I got the name, 610. So it's 610marketing.com. You can reach out to us.
Awesome. So we'll also put that in the description as well. I wish I had more time to dive into the whole basketball thing, but
Oh yeah. Well, I'd love to come back anytime you want to have me or fill
we
in for a
might
guest
we,
or whatever.
we might
Yeah,
have you back just to talk about playing basketball
let's do it.
overseas.
Yeah.
But the so the podcast, we air it every Tuesday, either Tuesday or Thursday at 11 something. We try not to release it right in the hour like everybody else
Yeah.
does. And we can, once again, we're going to stream it via social media and via LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. And
Okay.
then we also put it on YouTube. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can subscribe and you'll be able to see it when it comes out. If not, you can also request to be in our email list. We send out via email. This has been the Life of a Marketer podcast. Thanks once again. Matt, over and out, everybody.
Take care, guys.